Good morning. Unmute yourself.
Okay.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you today?
I'm all right. I hear you. How are you?
I'm good. We usually start this at 10:30, so we got another minute or so, and hopefully we'll have some more people join us this morning.
Yeah, I think I'm having a lot of technical difficulty because everything is just, jumbled up. You
Okay.
come in and go. So I think my internet service.
Okay. Well, I saw yesterday.
Okay,
I saw
thank
this
you.
morning that they were having a lot of problems with Zoom. It's probably because of so many people trying to use it. I guess. Are you able to hear me now?
I didn't hear anything you said.
Okay.
I didn't hear anything you said.
Unmute
Yeah.
yourself, Miss Valerie. Good morning.
Good morning.
Can you hear me, Miss Valerie?
Yeah. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. They've been having some issues with Zoom.
Okay.
I know, as far because I know yesterday the reception or whatever it is was really horrible. So we're gonna give everybody another minute or two and then we'll start, okay? Because we try to start right on time at 10:30 because our time is so limited. You know, we're on this time frame schedule. So I'll give people a few more minutes. Here's somebody else coming in. Good morning. Hi, Miss Gladys, Miss Betty. Good morning to you. Good morning. Okay. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, Miss Betty. How are you? Miss Gladys Isaac, how are you? Miss Lynette, are we coming in any better now?
A little bit. All what you said in the beginning, blah, 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 blah. I think it's my service.
Okay. Well, I know that they've been having some, I think it's just the sheer numbers of people that are trying to use Zoom, not just here, but everywhere. I mean, everybody's on Zoom all at the same time. So
the different schools are using
especially the schools.
Yes, exactly. Exactly, for sure. Everybody can go ahead and unmute yourselves. Unmute yourself, Miss Gladys. Okay. All right. We're going to go on and get started because we only have so much time. Excuse me, I guess in my throat. But good morning once again and welcome to Health Secrets for Seniors. The topic that I was going to talk to you today about, I try to do my research before I come to the table and think of things that maybe I'm a senior, so I want to pick topics that will be of interest to me and to you because I'm one of you. I'm a senior myself. So the topic we're going to talk about today is called ageism. And that's a hey, Miss Christine. Good morning, Miss Chrissy.
Good morning, Buffy.
Glad to see you.
Glad to be here.
We're going to be talking about ageism. And ageism is a form of discrimination. It's a type of age discrimination. And it makes the ageism is the type of discrimination that makes it harder for us as seniors to navigate the healthcare system. The older we get, the harder it seems to be to navigate our health system. And I had never really thought about this until I started researching the topic because I saw the word and I was like, now what does this mean, ageism? And then as I got deeper into it, I said, now this is something that I don't know if other people have thought about it, but because I hadn't thought about it, I said I was going to bring it to the table so that you all could think about it. All right. Ageism is a discrimination. And you know who mostly performs that ageism discrimination against us as seniors? Your doctor, the healthcare system. Right. Exactly. Nearly 80% of people who are older than 60, that's all us, get told by their doctors, oh, you go to your doctor, you say, well, my knee hurt, my shoulder's hurting, I'm having trouble controlling my urine. Half the time the doctor just say, well, that's just because you're getting older.
Hey, yes.
You know, making that broad statement, the implication being that what you're complaining about, your ailment, is just a result of getting older. So the doctor isn't really going to treat the problem because he's thinking, oh, he's looked at your medical chart. When you know how they make you do the chart when you come in and you put all your history down, and the first thing is on there is your birthday and your age. Has a doctor ever said that to you, that, oh, well, you know, that comes with age?
Yes.
Because you complained about your knee was hurting, or you're having trouble controlling your urine, things like that. And the first thing is, oh, well, you know, that's just because you're getting older. So they're not treating the problem. They're looking at your age and making an assumption, well, that's just par for the course because she's over 60 or over 70 or whatever. Many conditions that are common as we age are, you know, pain, knee pain, muscle pain, joint pain, hearing loss, depression. You go to the doctor, I'm just not feeling it, you know, I'm not feeling well, or I'm getting forgetful, or they are never really checking the underlying cause, really investigating your complaint, because they automatically ageism, discriminating against you because you're over 60, over 55, whatever age you're in. And they don't really dig deep to find out what's the underlying root cause of your complaint. The doctor said, well, you got a little knee pain. Well, you know, if you can't control your bladder like you used to, that's just old. That's what happens to older people. And this attitude where your doctors or the healthcare system means that the real root may never really get diagnosed. It may be something underlying. Why are you having a urine leakage all of a sudden? It doesn't mean just because you're 65 that wham, bam, ma'am, all of a sudden now you can't control your urine. There might be a reason why, but they make that assumption because you're over 65 that's natural or that's normal. That's ageism. That's discrimination. Yes, Ms. Valerie, come right on in.
Yeah, it's funny you were talking about that, because I feel that way sometimes when I go to my primary caregiver, and she's been my primary for several years now. So I just feel like I'm being dismissed sometimes, or it's like, oh, well, you know, that's,
Exactly.
you know, and I just feel like, and I started to think, and I wasn't thinking about ageism. I don't know. I was just thinking, well, why aren't you really trying to find out what's going on? I just feel like she didn't care. I just started saying,
Well, it's
okay,
probably
she
that
just
she
really
doesn't
doesn't
care.
care anymore.
But again, because you are a senior citizen, whatever complaint you may have said, she's lumping it in that category in her mind. That's an older person's complaint. This is usual. Instead of the doctor should treat you, not your age.
Or give me some type of pill or something. Okay, well, here's a prescription.
Right.
Just do this. And I'm like, okay, well, can I get off of this
Investigate.
prescription? Well, no, just continue doing what you're doing. And, you know, but I don't want to be on this prescription forever. Anyway, it's funny you're talking about this today.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm talking about. When I was researching this, it never had struck me until I saw the word ageism. And then I've experienced the same thing, you know, where, you know, you're getting on up there, or you're over 65 and la, 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 la. And it may be something else going on with me that's causing me to have that particular issue, okay? What they consider that is like they're rationing our health care, you know, because that's a form of, again, going back to medical ageism. They're making assumptions about your health based on your birth date and not based on doing some real investigation to see what's the underlying cause, or why are you depressed? Could it be an organic reason why you're depressed? Or is it something happening at home? Or your hearing loss? Is this something that was an ongoing problem? This could have been something that had been established before. But because you say, they look at your medical charts, oh, new patient, 65, well, you know, we ain't got to worry about all of that. So that's some of the things that we wanted to talk about. And then like Miss Valerie, don't let your doctor brush off any health issues with a reference to age, because if you feel like that your doctor is just dismissing your complaints according to your age, Miss Paulette, unmute yourself. Miss Paulette, unmute yourself. Okay. If you feel like your doctor is just dismissing you because of age, then you want to make sure that you ask the right questions. I mean, the traditional, did you realize, this is something else I found out, that the traditional office exam, when you go to the doctor, you go for your office exam, it's not effective for older adults, for us. It's not effective. Number one, it was created more than 100 years ago, the traditional office exam, when people didn't live as long. So the information on blood pressure, reflexes, heart sounds, etc., it's helpful, but it really doesn't go to the problem of what you experience in everyday life, how you're functioning every day. Anybody would like to jump in at this point, feel free to, you can chime in. Miss Christine, you're my backup medical person on this, so jump right in if you feel like it.
Okay.
But that just struck me as something I'd never thought about, that the original office exam was created over 100 years ago. And 100 years ago, people were considered to be elderly at almost like 40. Your life is almost over with. But now, because we are living longer, and I like to hope we're living better.
And we're young at 80.
Right, you're young at 80. But the traditional office visit, and this is so true. When you go to the doctor, unmute yourself, Shirley. The traditional office exam was check your blood pressure, they take your temperature, they put a little thing on your finger, check. I think that's your pulse. One of those is the pulse, right, Miss Christine?
Yeah, the pulse ox.
Pulse ox. And I haven't seen it. Well, I have. My doctor has done that to me in the past. The little tap, the little hammer tap on your knee, that's for your reflexes, right? Am I right? Okay.
Yes.
That tapping on my knee ain't got nothing to do with why I can't hear. So that is why that particular exam, the traditional exam, it's not as helpful for older adults. Now, ideally, your doctor should administer tests to see how you actually are functioning. So if you're having knee pain, he should check that knee to see, well, what's the cause? Not just your reflexes, but there should be some other root cause of why is her knee hurting? Not because she's just 65. You could be 65 and very, very active. And then all of a sudden your knee, maybe you strained something. So they need to ask those underlying questions. Now, depression. I wanted to bring that because this is a lot of times people go to their doctor, their primary care physician, I'm just feeling, because I have done it myself. Went to the doctor and said, well, I can't sleep at night. I'm not resting well. I'm just feeling down and depressed. So depression is a common complaint of the elderly, but here with this pandemic going on, it occurred to me that maybe more people right now suffering from depression. I know that I woke up this morning and I didn't feel my usual jolly wally. And I said, well, why am I feeling so blah? And I looked outside, it's blah outside, at least on my side of town, it's blah.
Yes, it is. Up here too.
Over here in East Point, every day rain.
Yes. And all these things tend to make us feel depressed. But a lot of time, and I just thought that this pandemic may be making depression worse. How you guys been feeling? Are y'all coping okay? Or
yeah, I'm hanging in here.
who was that said I'm hanging in there?
Me, Emil.
Hey, Mr. Girl, how you doing, baby?
I'm all right.
Good. You coping all right?
Yeah.
Good.
And Buffy, what you told us last week about keeping a schedule, going to bed at a certain time and getting up at a certain time and have certain things to do. I think if you get up with a purpose, because like you got up feeling a little kind of blah, but you knew what you had to do. So you got up, you pulled yourself together and you were able to do it. So we get up with a purpose and go ahead and do that. I mean, we'll start feeling better in a few minutes.
Yeah.
We have to
I
have,
think for me too, I just long for how things used to be.
yes.
Like I literally miss getting up in the morning, going to the center,
Yeah.
seeing everybody. I mean, and I thought it was going to get better, but it's actually getting worse. I mean, as time goes on, I kind of felt it before, but it just seems like as time goes on, I'm just longing for the quote unquote normal, how it used to be. And to me, that makes me a little depressed. I'm not saying that, like you said, Miss Christine, knowing that we have to get up and we're having the classes and we have the opportunity to see y'all, that just makes it a whole lot better.
Yes.
It really, really does. But from church to going to the grocery store, there's absolutely not one piece of my life that hasn't changed that I've had to make an adjustment to, whether I liked it or not. And change is hard. I mean, it's hard.
Yes, it is.
So what we want to do too, guys, is recognize if we're feeling depressed. But if you're feeling so depressed, and last week we talked about alcohol and drugs, binging on these things while we're going through this. These might be things that if you're feeling any kind of way, you need to talk to that doctor. Because a lot of times doctors fail to diagnose real depression, okay? Probably because it takes more time to do a mental health evaluation than it would take to do a traditional office, exam. And as older adults, often we experience different symptoms of depression as opposed to those who are younger. You know, there are different symptoms for us because we're older. We have other factors that may come into play. Like even now with this pandemic, those of us, we are isolated. So many people who are living alone, but before, even if you lived alone, you had that option to get up and go if you felt like it, if you wanted to. You had the option to go to church, like Ms. Martin said, or to go to the grocery store. Maybe you had your favorite teller at the bank, and you always get in line with that particular teller, and y'all exchange words.
Yes.
We're missing all of those things that can bring us somewhat of a state of depression. Okay? So those were the things that I wanted us to talk about, the ageism as it relates to your doctor, because we are all doing these Zoom medical visits. They are not, to me, as effective. I mean, it's a connection, but you know how you like to just sit right there, and so your doctor can really put their hands on you. So make sure, even though we're going through the Zoom, when you are in your doctor's presence, ask the questions. If you have a knee problem, make sure that if you need to be referred to a specialist, then make sure he does that. Reference to a specialist.
Did you tell him what it was like?
You don't just have to agree that somebody's got somebody talking in the background. So if you got people talking at the house, you tell them hush or put yourself on mute so we won't disturb other people. Okay, so there are, ask your doctor. Then this is another form of ageism. They just, like I think Miss just said, Miss Valerie said, they just give you a pill. Ask the question, do I need another pill? No, I'm depressed, yes, but do I need to take it? And how much is that going to cost, particularly if is it covered under Medicare? Medicaid, whichever one it is. So you want to make sure that you don't let this ageism stop you from.
I'm sorry. Somebody needs to put themselves on mute. I don't know if it's the television.
I don't know. I asked her.
It's very distracting.
It is. Okay.
Is it Miss Shirley?
Sure.
It's nice out too because it's not hot.
If you got your TV on, and then somebody's picture is up here, but they're not in front of the picture connected to audio. I don't know who that is. Okay.
I think
All right, well, catch you later.
Okay. I don't know who that was that's talking, but anyway,
You ain't
let
trying
me
to find
finish.
out.
Let me get ready to finish up, round this up. Anybody that's in here, would you have a comment, a closing comment on talking about ageism? What to do when you're confronted with it? You will recognize it when they say, "Well, that's how what happened when you're 65." You know, that's what happens, right? So if you're confronted with it, ask the question. Make sure your doctor's treating you, not your age. Okay? Be sure and do that. I enjoy having this health secrets with seniors because I'm always looking out for something that maybe I didn't know. So I feel like if I didn't know it, I can share it with you. And I want you, please, like I keep telling about, there's somebody that you know who lives next door to you, or maybe they're a member of your church and they never came to the center, or they're afraid to try this new technology. Pass this information and make them feel better. Girl, oh, we had the best discussion. We got on Zoom and the crazy lady was just talking about ages. I didn't know anything about that. And bring it to them, okay? Because we're all in this together. But like I said, don't forget, ageism is the word of the day. That's what we want to stay away from. Yes, ma'am, Miss Lynette.
Yes. You said if you had a comment.
Yes.
Yes. So I was taking a blood pressure pill, I think about a year ago, and I suggested, you know, when I went to my doctor visit, like you stated, I said, I believe the blood pressure medicine is causing me. I notice through the day, I'm literally just staggering here, there, tripping over, having 2 left feet. And I say, this is the only medicine that I notice that each day I'm literally fumbling over myself and lightheaded and dizzy. So while I'm here today, can you rectify what's going on? I said, I'm sitting out in the room, and as I'm sitting here, you know, seeing you, it's like I'm literally lightheaded and dizzy and the room is spinning. Long story short, actually, when they took the blood pressure that same day, it literally was a problem. Actually, my blood pressure had plummeted so low that literally, glad it happened while I was there to tell them that all this time I've been falling, tripping for no good reason, except I could tell it's a medication I'm taking. And, you know, I mean, as I went on and literally explained myself, you know, we know what's best for you, and pat me like it's no big deal.
Ageism.
Right. Short, since they didn't hear me out, I actually did change doctors.
Good for
because
you.
I'm the one that if I tell you there's something wrong, I just don't say it just to say it. So since they didn't rectify it, they didn't reduce it, switch it, I switched. And that's
basically what
that is a perfect example of what we were talking about. I mean, that's like a classic textbook example of ageism, patting the little lady, the little senior citizen on the head. You be all right, baby. You just gonna take this. You did exactly the right thing. You know, let your doctors know. And I know Miss Christina said it to me many a times when we were at Darnell at the center about ask that question. You know, and if you don't like it, get another opinion. Make sure that you got a doctor that's going to treat you and not your age. I'm going to close out now because we've got us another class coming up at 11 o'clock. So go ready, get yourself ready because we got a fitness class, fitness a daily dose, aerobics, beginner rows. Anybody can do it. So don't go, oh, Lord Jesus. Yes, you can. What President Obama said? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. So I'm going to see you back at 11 o'clock. And thank you so much for coming out the Health Secrets for Seniors. Bye, everybody. Love you.
Class
See you.
Bye.
Everyone, have a great day.
Have a
Back
great
out.
day.